that figured out. I could hear myself speaking and I didn't even know where it was coming from. Okay, so hello. Welcome to Empress Expressions. My name is Amber and I welcome you. So I'm trying to do more lives and, just do the things that are pretty uncomfortable for me. But yeah, so that's what we're doing today. We're going to do a live, but today we're talking about how to use the power of a trigger to access the quantum field and to shift your reality. So before we get into that, I'm going to give about another minute, maybe minute and 15 seconds, minute and a half. Um, Grab your favorite drink. I grabbed some tea and I'm drinking a little bit of Blue Lotus, and I put some rose petals in here and some willow bark. So I love the Blue Lotus just for like my mental state, like my mental clarity, and then also relaxation. It's perfect before you go to sleep. But then I also love the rose petals because I'm doing a lot of work around my heart chakra and just like healing different wounds and different, experiences. So I feel like the rose petals is it's a great heart herb or heart flower or whatever. And then I also have the willow bark in here, and the willow bark is really good for like pain and inflammation, and actually Blue Lotus is good for that too. So I have a nice little concoction here of some of my favorites. But so today, let's go ahead and get into this because this will be something that I upload for those that don't make it that want to, watch the replay. So, we're talking today about how triggers can facilitate change, how they can help you. There's power in a trigger, and it can help you access the quantum field. It can help you shift your reality. And I feel like trigger, right? That's literally a trigger word. It was 222 on the clock when I said that. But like that word it's being used so much now. Like, oh my God, you triggered me, or I'm triggered. And it's rightfully used in however a person wants to use it. But then at the same time, it's like saying I'm triggered is like, it almost automatically puts up this barrier from seeing yourself other than a victim. Like, oh my God, I'm triggered. They triggered me. And so I want to talk about how to use the word trigger, how to use the experiences of being triggered and turn that into power so that you can go ahead and shift your reality, so that you can, consciously access the quantum field, right? So that you can consciously make changes in your life that are in alignment with what you see for yourself, what you see for your life, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I love talking about this stuff. So if I get all over the place, just forgive me because I'm not editing any of this out because we're live. So the first thing that I have here, let me get a sip. All right. So the first note that I have here is recognizing triggers as portals. Okay, so when I say recognizing a trigger as a portal, I'm saying like use the trigger as an invitation to dive deeper into your subconscious. You want to allow yourself to access this hidden like energy and these energy patterns that are there in the quantum field. And so when you start seeing triggers as portals and you step out of being a victim, right? And we all do it. We all have moments of feeling like victims. We all have moments where that's the best we can do is speak up for ourselves in that moment and say, I'm triggered. This person triggered me. And I commend you, right? If you can do that, because 9 times out of 10, now what you actually want to experience. And so we're going to get into that. But first, recognizing the trigger as a portal, you are being granted access to literally catapult yourself, change your perspective, change your vision of a thing, of a situation, of circumstance and experience, you're being granted access to change that and to look at the trigger as, okay, something that runs in the background within my existence, within who I am, is feeling bothered, right? My subconscious, right? Because a lot of the times, majority of the times, we don't really talk about it a whole lot, and we're so into. And I know for me, I like to I'm a very analytical kind of person when it comes to certain things. But when you really break it down, your subconscious is what is really kind of running the show a lot of the time, along with other moving pieces as well. But using the trigger as a portal is a beautiful opportunity to explore your subconscious. Why am I triggered? Let me take this journey. Let me get in this portal and get to where it is that I need to go by learning what I need to learn in this moment. So, recognizing the triggers as a portal is paramount. It is absolutely paramount because you automatically, as soon as you recognize it as a portal, you pretty much take accountability at that same time. I've said this before, but Bashar, he has mentioned, or they have mentioned, a way to help neutralize yourself when you're feeling a way. And typically it's when you're feeling triggered. So, one of the things that he says is that if I'm feeling triggered, I'm feeling angry, right? You can tell yourself, I'm feeling angry right now because I choose to believe that I need to. You automatically neutralize by taking accountability. So check out Bashar if you ever want to tap deeper into the information that is being channeled through. I think his name is Daryl. I never can think of that man's last name. Starts with the A, but yeah, he channels Bashar. But so back to the triggers. So just being able to see that trigger, neutralize that, take accountability, and recognize that this is an opportunity for me to get to where I want to go. This is not, I don't have to see a trigger as something that's holding me back or, it's a bump in the road. It doesn't have to be seen that way. You have the divine power and responsibility to, at some point in time, use these triggers to get you to where you want to go. Use it as a portal. Use it as a teacher to better understand what's going on with you in the background. What are you not quite seeing in the forefront of what you're thinking and what you're feeling? So use the triggers as a portal. The second point that I have here, let's see here, is shifting your emotional energy into intention. So I have use your heightened energy of a trigger to set a clear, aligned intention for what you want to manifest in your reality. So I'm huge on setting intention because and intention, setting intention should still be used very loosely, but being clear is, I feel like, the power position within setting an intention. But setting an intention, you're still allowing the divine to bring forth and bring things into your reality in all different types of ways. So when you're feeling the emotional charge from a trigger, and we all know what that feels like when somebody that said that thing to you, and you feeling it, you may find yourself having to take a moment and stop. Like, I had to take that sip of tea because you are feeling the charge in you. We all know what that feels like, to be angry, to feel judged. Like, say you're having a conversation with somebody and they are being critical of what you're saying and what you're thinking and maybe what you're sharing, and you automatically get defensive. That energy that's built up there, you can use that to create exactly what you want. First, you now realize that the trigger has a lot to do with your subconscious, right? So, taking the energy, the charge of that trigger and transmuting it in so many ways and sending it in the direction of what you actually want to experience. Because the trigger's already showing you what you don't want. You know, the trigger's already showing you what you don't want to experience. But we all too often get caught up and we live in the trigger. We live in the emotional, the emotional space of that trigger instead of transmuting that, getting clear on what we actually want to experience, and then sending our energy and building up momentum and energy behind what we want to experience. So there's so much power there, but it requires practice first and foremost, and it requires awareness. It requires a desire to want to have that sort of an experience, right? Desire is huge. You have to have a desire to want something in order for it to really build that type of momentum behind it. 11:11 on the clock. So, I feel like I'm getting all over the place, but we're going to keep going. So, back to the shifting the emotional charge. I just it's like a snowball effect at times. It's like once the dominoes, once they get to going, they all tend to knock each other down. If you can just take a moment, and the next point is really going to bring all this together about the present moment. But if you could just take a moment in the trigger, excuse me, and recognize that I'm literally working with pure source energy. And I can stay on a vibrational frequency of anger. I have that choice. I can do that. Or I can transmute this energy that I have and send it in a direction towards what feels good, right? The peace, the harmony, the joy, the balance. We can send and direct our energy in that way. We don't have to stay in the trigger. We are divine beings with an immense amount of power, and we can use that power to create and shift our lives and make them feel, have them feel the way we desire them to feel. So I'm going to go ahead and move into the third point, which is anchoring in the present moment. So triggers can pull you into awareness. By staying present and grounded, you can consciously redirect the energy and leap into your desired outcome. So that's another powerful thing right there as well. When you're triggered, it's a beautiful gift because in that moment you can become aware, you can become present. I'm present in this moment, and I'm clear, and I understand that I'm triggered. I'm exploring that. I'm understanding why I'm triggered, and now I'm deciding what I'm gonna do with that. So being triggered is a great way to rebalance yourself, ground yourself, bring yourself back to the present moment. Okay? Bring yourself back to the present moment. All right. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I have for y'all. I did have a couple more examples, but I'm really, I feel like this is good right here. This feels good right here. I think I'm gonna stop here. But I hope that you found this beneficial. You know, just starting your week off and being triggered is completely, it's inevitable. It's a part of the experience. It's the things that we are here to go through, right? So I hope that this kind of helps you find your power in the triggers. Find your power, know what to do with the power, know what that power feels like, know what that energy feels like when you have generated it in it within you and around you, and then direct that and create a life that feels amazing to you and feel powerful in your creation, recognizing that you you are the director, but you're also in the show. You're also in the play. You're also in the movie. So that's a divine responsibility, and that requires you to access your divine abilities. So that is what I have for you. I am so grateful for this channel. For those of you that watch this on replay, I'm grateful for you. If you're feeling this, go ahead and like the video. If you come across this later and you're feeling my energy and just kind of what I talk about, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And so until the next time, I send you peace, I send you light, and I send you love. Bye.